this is Hayes Art Adventure, and this is going to be the first sketchbook tour that I put on the channel, and I haven't been uploading as much as I hoped. I literally only have one YouTube video up, and that was from February, and it's May now. But in that time, I did finish the sketchbook. It's just that school was kicking me, man. School, because I'm still in school, and I used some techniques from school in the sketchbook, and I will go over that in the sketchbook tour. But this sketchbook is my, this is my 26th sketchbook. I started it on January 21st, 2023, and ended it on May 20th, 2023. I still can't believe it took me about 4 months to complete it. I also set some goals, finishing the sketchbook, work on anatomy some more, draw my characters, use some of the stuff that I did in class to help my art, and draw more hands, which I even did on the first page. This spread is just of what I thought at the moment, and from that it turned out better than I thought it would. But so yeah, this is what my 26th sketchbook. I still can't believe I'm on 26th sketchbook, and I'm working on my 27th right now. This is my 27th sketchbook that I started on the exact same day. Hopefully, I won't rip out as many pages as I did with that. I have a really bad habit of ripping out pages. I know I need to stop doing that. Some sketchbooks I prevail more with that, and some I don't, like this one. But at least I did some sketchbooks that I documented. The next drawing is of a grid art shading piece that I did, that I learned this technique from art school, so it's the first chance that I gotta use what I learned in school to create some artwork for my own and not just for school. Let's see, the next drawing is just me testing out some of my graphite pencils, which caused a lot of graphite to bleed on both sides of the paper. Let's see, over here there is one of my OCs, Nathan, the one with not wearing shirt, and also over here there is a postcards and flip through of some of my OCs, which at the very end shows Nathan again. The next drawing is of another grid art shading I did, was of the Joker. It's not the best in the world. I have done better grid art in my art class, but still, it's okay, it's decent. I learned some stuff about shading while doing this and learning where I struggle with, like, the grid, making it in general. Over here, I did some American Psycho, which is some fan art of the character Patrick Bateman. And over on the other side is me trying to attempt the 100 heads challenge. And I do fail on this, but still, I tried at least. I tried. The next one is me doing more of the 100 J's challenge day 2. And over on the other side is another piece of fan art of Patrick Bateman. And I also put a quote at the bottom, and I did this in watercolor as well. Over here are some OCs on that side, while over here is paintings that I did, and I actually have a speed paint on my YouTube channel if you want to see it. And I got all this inspired by some type of song to make the type of character and a bit of a scenery in 2 of the images, inspired off of different types of songs for each of the 4 pieces of artwork that I did. On to the next page of my sketchbook, I did the 100 heads challenge on the other side, while over on I did some graphite, just testing out some graphite pencils that I got on the other side as well. Let's see, so yeah, the 100 heads challenge I did not complete whatsoever, and these couple of pages will show the couple of heads that I did draw. And I think this is the last page, so I got up to 25 when it comes to the 100 heads challenge. Over here is a unfinished grid art piece that I did. I just didn't finish it. After this grid art piece, I kind of gave up with art, and then that's why I had such like a big long difference in between me doing the next pages. The next thing I did was for school, and it was create an OC, which is Mark Hahn, and I cut this out of my school scrapbook, and I put it in here. On the other side, it will show the comic that I also did for the character, and this OC's in my regular storyline. I just did it for school because I didn't want to make one for regular school, and I just reused one of my OCs. Let's see, over here I have some hands, which are hands, and also me trying to do an OC over here, but I didn't really like the design, so I scrapped her storyline from my universe that I will eventually make a book on. Let's see, over here there's a little weird eyeball guy that says, wow, it's April, and I still haven't completed the sketchbook, in a nutshell. And over on the other side is just some random doodles and random stuff that I have no idea why I drew. I seriously have no idea why I drew this. On the next slide, there is more hands, and then 2 OCs that I have. Let's see, this is of Nathan, which is an OC of mine. And Nathan is basically saying woo from Clean Stalking. If you ever heard of that model before, that's where I based his character type off of for a bit of it, because he is very much a psychopath like Sang Woo. But he does have some reason for his murder from the fact that his lover got murdered, and he just wants to take revenge upon anyone that has harmed her in any way. It could be simply just giving her a dirty look, and he will hunt down and murder anyone that has been somewhat of an inconvenience to that person's life, while being a musician at the same exact time. The next page has Nathan and Kenny. Nathan over here, I've used both of them for watercolor, and also on this I wrote down a song that kind of represents Nathan in a sense, which is Medication by Youngblood. Let's see, on the other side there is Kenny. Kenny is a prequel antagonist that Nathan will eventually meet later on in my story during his part of the universe and when he comes into play in the story, which is a lot later on than Kenny. The next page is of just some doodles, and one of the doodles has to do with my pottery class. That one is of a cup that I did and of a shoe that I did and added a sock to it for some reason, and also some hands as well. The next page is of a YouTube video that I saw to help me with facial anatomy, and I struggle with noses a lot. And that video helped me out a lot with noses and also making sure I understand how lips work as well. This is showing like how my noses look a bit odd, not really that realistic. But yeah, that's that page. This is of some male human anatomy because I'm working on males. I'm not that good at anatomy, but I'm trying. Let's see, over here, I did not like that, so I just covered it up with black paint. On the other side is Maya, who knows a lot more about Kenny and is also in the prequel part of the universe compared to Nathan. And Maya doesn't really interact with Nathan whatsoever in the story. They only really see her like at one point of the story, but besides that, they don't really interact with each other at all. But Maya is the protagonist in the prequel part of the story. On the next slide is Violet, who I have had in my universe forever. Like, the first ever OC I created was Violet, with the same, like, somewhat same clothing and colors, but I grew better at anatomy and facial proportions over the time. And then on the other side is of my cat, and this is just hands, more hands. And on the other side is of hands with watercolor. This was a very bad grid drawing that I used watercolor on. It is not the best grid drawing. It's very shitty, but I did it anyways. On the other side is just some doodles that I got from Pinterest, and I just drew them. And because of that watercolor, I just started scribbling because I did not like how I was drawing that day whatsoever. And this is of Zane, which is Kenny's older brother, and he's basically like the evil mastermind behind Kenny and Nathan, and just kind of oversees all the other villains and all the other people that break the law in the story. And also, in the story, he is very rich compared to everyone else. And he's just very much a loose cannon in the story, and also he's not really seen that well to give some mysterious vibes to Zane. On to the next page. It is of a watercolor drawing of Zane, shown right here. This was a sketch for a artwork with him, because he is like the main kind of like omnipotent villain that will never get caught. out of the story. Just so powerful, so rich, so wealthy that even the law can't break him. And this is the final page of my sketchbook, and I just put the word finished at the end of it because I was finally finished with it because it took super long than I thought it would. And I hope you enjoy my first sketchbook tour on YouTube. See ya!